to another episode of The Follow-Up. I'm Eden, and this is my dad Noah, and every week we sit on my bed and have a conversation about something we want to talk about. And this week, I'm going to give you 2 book reviews.
All right, so 2 things from last week. We said that if you had reviews to add to the Apple Podcast page, do that.
Or topic ideas.
Right, do that and we'll read it. So there's a new review that we'll read from Hill523. It says, "Love this. There's no other podcast like this one out there. So many sweet and enlightening moments every episode. Love listening to Eden and Noah." So that's really, really nice.
Yeah.
So thank you. So you can do that on the follow-up page on Apple Podcast. And last week, we thought, I don't know, maybe your tooth was going to fall out during the podcast, but instead...
it fell out at school.
In school, right. And it had been wiggly for so long that the other tooth had started to come in already, so...
it's actually hard to see because the tooth grew under it.
Yeah, so...
It actually grew behind it.
You already have that tooth coming in, so you want to take how it, let everyone know just how it came out?
Sure. So that day, I had a bit on it a little bit because I was eating a burrito and it was soft, so I kind of accidentally bit too hard at lunch. It was a bunch of times, so it got really wiggly.
Mm-hmm.
And then later during reading, we just got to read for a little bit, and I was really wiggling it
with your tongue,
with my tongue,
mm-hmm.
and it just popped out.
So what'd you do?
So I took it from my mouth.
Mm-hmm.
And
you grabbed tissue?
I grabbed a tissue.
Mm-hmm.
I put it in the tissue. Then I got a tissue for my tooth up here.
Was it bleeding?
Tiny bit, but not much.
Right.
And that was it.
Then did you wash out your mouth?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I washed out my mouth.
So you went to the teacher and said, my tooth came out.
Yeah.
Can I go wash out my mouth?
Yeah.
Great. No commotion?
Nope.
All right, so we've got 2 books.
Yeah.
These are books that I'd never heard of before that you really liked. So go ahead.
So first we're going to start with one of my favorite new books called When the Sea Turns Silver by Grace Lin. I'm going to read the back blurb and then I'll give some of my own insights.
Okay.
Pinmay's grandmother has always had the most exciting tales for her granddaughter and the other villagers. But the peace is shattered one night when the Emperor's soldier kidnapped the old storyteller, leaving Pinmay devastated. Pinmay embarks on a journey to rescue her grandmother with a friend, Isha, who seems to have hidden secrets of his own.
Mm.
Together, the 2 face obstacles found only in legends to save Pinmay's grandmother before it is too late.
All right, so it sounds to me like there's friendship and there's mystery and there are challenges.
So it's a great combination of all genres. So it's fantasy fantasy
mm-hmm.
and friendship and mystery.
Awesome.
It's a great book. So what I really like in this book and another book that I read by her called When the Mountain Meets the Moon, also would recommend that. We're not going to talk about that one today, but in almost every chapter, they have a story that a character tells when they're meeting another character or just in any situation. But it's really cool because this you don't want to. Sometimes in a story you'll skip a story that you don't think you need to know or something. But the stories, it's really cool because the stories are a big part because they follow the stories that help them solve mysteries.
So they all connect.
Yes.
Somehow, all these stories.
Yeah, they all connect. They mention certain characters or different things. They talk about in some of them life lessons on this happened to some person because they did this and they're really, it's cool.
That is cool.
Yeah.
So.
And the stories are always it's a page turner. Sometimes I'm really tired.
No more likes.
Okay. I'm really tired sometimes. I'm I really gotta read this book. I can't wait to see what happens.
Understandable. Well, that's a good feeling. Do you ever feel like you're so tired and you read it, but then you wake up in the morning and forget what you read because you were so tired? No? Oh, okay.
But this one's great because there are a lot of characters, mentioned, but it doesn't get overwhelming. But sometimes
so you don't have to follow too many characters.
No.
Okay.
And the story characters don't usually take a big place, but sometimes they might.
Could you relate to any of these characters? Could you see yourself in any of those characters?
I couldn't see, or I'll speak for a bunch of people here. I don't think most people can see themselves in the exact situations. It's fantasy. But I think some people can, and me, can relate to these characters. Like, they might be they're like adventurous and stuff.
Mm-hmm. And do you like the friendship between the two main characters?
And there's I'm gonna give something that
no spoilers though.
It's not gonna spoil.
Okay.
But this is gonna make everybody want to read.
Okay.
There's a secret that you will find in the last, I think, 2 pages that then you're like, what?
Oh, okay.
So
blows your mind.
Just blows your mind. It's crazy.
Okay. That's great.
But
okay, yes.
You won't know. The story won't give you any clues on how that. So you won't find it out before.
Okay.
It won't give you any clues.
So it just really just knocks your socks off at the end.
Yes.
Okay. Who would you recommend this book to? Meaning, if you like this, you might like this.
If you like a mix of fantasy with some mystery into it,
okay,
you're gonna like this. And where you're not always reading just what they're doing, like you're also gonna be reading stories.
Okay, so are there any books that maybe the level below this?
What do you mean level below?
Like books that you might have read last year, the year before, that you could say, well, if you liked these books, then now you might like this book.
I don't actually know that many fantasy mystery books.
Yeah, I don't know either. I just know a lot of mystery books.
Yeah, but I think now I'm reading more fantasy mystery. But I didn't read that many last year.
Yeah. I don't even really know what the fantasy ones are. Like,
I read Harry Potter.
Is that that's fantasy, right?
That's fantasy. It's kind of mystery, not really.
Okay.
It's more fantasy.
Are you going to move on to the next book?
Yes. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited for this book. Because everybody needs to read this book. It's called The Mysterious Benedict Society. You might know it from the Netflix show. Because it's a Netflix show. Yeah.
Oh, I think I do remember that.
But it is.
Amanda told us that?
Yeah. But it is a great book. And even if you watch the show, still read the book.
Wait, have you watched the show?
No, I haven't watched the show.
Oh.
I need to actually read all the other books.
Okay. All right, so back blurb.
Are you a gifted child looking for special opportunities? When this peculiar ad appears in the newspaper, dozens of children enroll to take a series of mysterious, mind-bending tests. And you, dear reader, can test your wits right alongside them. But in the end, just 4 special children will succeed. They're challenged to go on a secret mission that only the most intelligent and resourceful children could complete. With their newfound friendship at stake, will they be able to pass the most important test at all? Welcome to the Mysterious Benedict Society.
Okay, so author is?
Trenton Lee Stewart.
Okay, so go ahead.
So this book, just like I mentioned for When the Sea Turned Silver, you'll find at the end there are few surprises.
Okay.
But this book is a mystery book where I think it's very intriguing because this I think is even more of a page turner because you're like, what's gonna happen to them? Oh, are they gonna how are they gonna fix this?
So every chapter leaves off with or even
not every chapter, but you're thinking
there's always something.
There's always something.
Okay.
So they're like investigating. But I don't want to. This book, you really have to be careful not to spoil it.
Okay.
It's so hard not to.
So just hearing that back blurb,
yeah.
I thought about Mr. Limoncello. Is there anything like that in this book? Is it? Can you relate the two at all?
Not really, because all the characters have totally different personalities.
Okay.
But I think it's kind of similar to Mr. Lemoncello. That's also another series I would recommend.
Mhm.
I could recommend tons of books,
Mhm.
but this one especially, because it kind of relates because children have to be like chosen,
Okay.
but there's not anything similar to it.
Just based on kids.
Yeah, but
Okay.
then also they have to just like solve a mystery.
Yeah, well, kind of like Mr. Lemoncello's
Yeah,
trying to get out of that library.
but they're not getting out of somewhere.
Okay.
But I love this book because I don't want to spoil anything, but you find out so much about the characters, and when you find out that much, I feel like, but you don't find it all at once, which I like. It's spread out. So at first, you might think, okay, this character's fine, but you gotta keep reading the book. Because
Okay. So it layers on
It
more
layers on.
characteristics.
Because
and,
okay, you might say the book's fine in the beginning, but then it gets better. But then, like, it changes throughout the book because you learn new things throughout.
That's very cool, and it's also a good way for you to learn when writing stories that you don't need to give every single detail about the character right away.
Yeah.
That throughout the story that you're writing, that you can layer in some stories from their past that may have shaped them to
Like
where
a
they
few
are
weeks
now.
ago,
Yeah.
I was looking at my first grade stories. Remember when I wrote that series about a character like Leela and I needed a cereal box?
Right.
So I was looking at it. I don't know why. Could barely read it, but I noticed that, and I was thinking about this book, that I introduced the character just all at once.
Yep.
But that was how it was. But now I'm thinking, oh, I see how I can make this a little bit better
Mhm.
and how I can switch it. Which sometimes I like to look back at that stuff from years ago because then I can think about what I can do now.
Yeah, and I think
And then
and
this
Graham-
book is a great inspiration.
that's awesome.
Right.
And Grandpa used to always tell me the only way that you get better at writing is by reading more. So because you get to read how other people write, and then that impacts your writing.
Yeah.
All right, so this is
This is a
two
must
book-
read.
two books that you recommend, and this one has.
This is
Other-
like a must read.
This has. Have you read others in the series?
No, I need to read the others. I
And
need
are
to get them to the library.
and are they all? Do you know if they're all connected? Like, there's something at the end of this book? Does it become final, or is it?
I don't know.
I don't know.
But
Like,
they go on different mystery stuff, I think, together in the...
was there a conclusion in this book, or was it wait till you read the next book to find out?
It didn't leave you on a big cliffhanger,
Okay.
but the other one's not a series, but this is.
Mhm.
But this one, it didn't leave you on a big cliffhanger. Like, you're like, okay, since this happened, what might happen next? to
And it's the
them?
same characters in the next.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
I'm pretty
And how
sure.
many are there?
4.
There's looks like there's 6. This one and these.
Dad, the characters.
Oh, characters. How many books? But there's 6 books.
Yeah, 6
Okay.
books.
Cool.
Yeah. It's really, like, if you like mystery,
That's the one. Okay.
this is the
What are you
one.
reading? What are you reading right now?
I actually not reading anything right now, but I just finished.
What do you mean? You're just reading on the couch. What did you just read?
No, it was a different book. I had already read that. I just finished. This is a new book that I just read. I just read the Nancy Drew book. The Clue of the Crumbling Wall.
Mhm.
Very good book.
All right.
Like Nancy Drew, great mystery series also.
Yep. Yeah, mysteries are fun. And you've liked, in the past, mystery series, A to Z
That's
mysteries,
a good one.
Zach and Zoe mysteries,
That's sports
that's all
mysteries.
sports mysteries, Cam Jansen, going back
Yeah.
even further.
What else do I like?
Those are good.
Yeah,
series.
those are good mysteries.
All right, well, I'm glad you enjoyed this, and I hope that if you're watching,
Yeah.
maybe
So-
you can pick up these books for your kids, or if you're the child watching, maybe you'll like them as well.
Yeah, so Mysterious Benedict Society.
I'll hold this one up again. You got the other one. Okay?
When the Sea Turned Silver.
Nice
and
work.
Mr. Lemoncello.
Right, but we didn't.
But we did show that. But
If you like
great
these,
other.
then
If you
you
like
that.
these, if you like Mysterious Bag Society, then get Mr. Lemoncello because the characters will change a little bit in that one. They're very funny, but it's a little bit similar.
All right. I love you.
Love you.